Welcome to Lydia's Plate. I'm a stay-at-home mom who is homesteading together with my husband and 4 kids. We do gardening, house cleaning, all the homesteading stuff, baking bread, experimenting with gluten-free foods for one of our kids, animals, and the like. So if you like that kind of stuff, stay tuned and welcome to our channel. Hey guys, welcome back to Lydia's Plate. We want to quickly bring you a Easter treat recipe, and so I've got some kiddos here that want to help. They have a lot of fun with this, so let's just get right into it. I'm going to start off by mixing up pizza dough recipe. The original recipe said to use the Pillsbury packages or whatever, but I don't buy those, so we're just going to use a pizza crust recipe. We're going to give that a few minutes now because I always like to just make sure that my yeast is working, so I like to give it a few minutes to proof. I don't always give it the full 10 minutes, but just enough so that I know it's working, which it is already, but we're just going to get a few other things ready here. So we have some cinnamon and sugar left over from when I did a baking day a while ago and made some cinnamon twists. And we have this pan here that we're going to reuse. We already made some of these things yesterday. You can call them resurrection rolls or empty tombs or Easter treats, whatever you want to call them. I think there are a couple different names for them. So anyways, we made some yesterday already, and there's some sugar cinnamon mixture on this already. No big deal, we're just going to reuse it. It's the same thing going back on there. And then we've got our marshmallows here and some cinnamon. Yesterday we tried a variation, and instead of doing cinnamon over some of them, we did some pumpkin pie spice. And that was really good too. We were going to do some with apple pie spice, but I haven't mixed up another batch of that yet, so we won't be doing that. And today we're just going to go simple and just do straight cinnamon over the marshmallows. While we're letting our yeast proof, we're going to melt some butter because the marshmallows are supposed to get rolled in the butter, and then you could put the cinnamon on a plate and then roll the buttered marshmallows in that cinnamon, but I feel like I would maybe waste some of the cinnamon and make a big mess on a plate. So to make it less messy, we're just going to roll the marshmallows in the butter and then sprinkle the cinnamon over top of the marshmallow once it's on the dough piece. Alright, so there we go. Our dough is ready, and this dough is really, really easy to work with. It doesn't have to be too precise. We're just going to try to roll it out into a rectangle as best we can. Now, one thing I found a lot easier yesterday was that once I kind of had it about this size, to just go ahead and cut the squares and purposely cut them smaller than what I needed. You want to go to 4-inch by 4-inch square, approximately. Like, this is not very picky. So I found it was a lot easier to purposely cut them a little bit smaller and then roll them out again. So that's what you're going to see us doing now before we start getting the marshmallows and everything else. That would be easier and less wasteful than actually rolling the marshmallow in there. We did one of those yesterday like that, and I don't know, that's just not my thing. So now that we have our buttered marshmallow with the cinnamon here, this is where we want to make sure that we get these ends pinched all the way shut, because if you don't, your marshmallow will end up oozing out of your tomb and it'll be all around your roll, which it'll still taste delicious, but that's not what you want for this lesson. Like if you have small kids, you could kind of use this as an at-home Sunday school lesson or something. So if you make sure that the marshmallow is all the way stuck in there, that it can't come oozing out of anywhere, what will happen is that it will just disappear, which symbolizes Jesus rising from the grave, because he didn't stay dead, and we are so thankful that he did rise. He conquered the grave, and we are so grateful, so excited that he did. So that marshmallow is going to just completely disappear out of there. I could have floured the surface here to make it a little bit easier, you know, like, but I mean, this is pretty easy. Most of them are peeling off of the island pretty easily, and the stuff that doesn't, like the dough that doesn't, it rubs off of here pretty easily. Plus, if I would use flour, there would be a greater chance that it would be too easy to use too much flour while rolling it out, and then it would be harder to make sure that they was sealed. Right now, if the dough is a little bit sticky like this, that gives a much higher chance that we'll be able to seal the dough well so that the marshmallow doesn't just ooze out around the resurrection roll, but actually disappears. I wasn't quite happy with how the shape of this one was turning out, so I just folded the dough over and tried again. I like that shape a lot better. Compared to the other ones, was a triangle easier to work with than a rectangle or square for sealing?
I don't know if there's much of a difference.
Should I pour the rest of the butter on some?
Oh, do we have a little bit of butter left over?
Yeah, just a tiny bit. Or should I experiment and try eating one with water?
You could probably roll a marshmallow in there and then roll it. You could sprinkle a little bit of the sugar cinnamon mixture in the bowl after, and then eat that marshmallow. Alright, so now that all our rolls are ready, we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of this leftover cinnamon sugar mixture from the cinnamon twists over top. Now, to try to ensure that I have even coverage of the cinnamon sugar mixture all over, I'm just patting the little marshmallow tunes kind of all over in here, just in hopes to make sure that I have some of that mixture all around them. You wouldn't have to do this. We didn't do this to all of them yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did?
First time I did.
Oh, okay. Still, you wouldn't have to, but it was yummy. That's all done, and actually I'm seeing these are a little close here. There. So now you can let them sit on the counter if you need to for a bit, if you're not ready to put them in the oven right away. Yesterday I had sausage and hash brown casserole in the oven, and so I waited until that was done, and then I quickly threw these in, and they only needed 15 minutes to bake. So they sat on the counter and rose for about half an hour to an hour, and they doubled a little bit because the pizza dough is a yeast dough, so they did grow a bit, but it totally worked. It's very flexible. Today, I'm not even sure now if I'm going to let them sit for a bit or put them in right away. I don't need the oven for supper today. I'm just using the stove top, so we'll see. But they were very yummy.
Could you let them sit because then they get bigger?
Do they get bigger? You like that better?
Yeah.
Alright, so there you have it. She wants them to get bigger. So we'll let them sit for a bit before we bake them at 350 in the oven for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, we'll just get ready and get started with supper. It's just about 4 o'clock. So we're gonna get started on supper. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. We'll give you a shot of what these look like at the end. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, hit that bell if you want to be. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, hit that bell if you want to be notified every time we post a new video, because it could be on anything and it might interest you. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye guys. Hey guys, so these are these resurrection rolls. To give you a shot, here's my hand next to one. I would say they have risen at least double, maybe a little more in size, and so they are ready to go in the oven. That's next.